Good morning from Europe, ladies, gents. 20th of May 2020. London session is open. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to make another update for you. What we are going to discuss, British pound. Now, we got the CPI data earlier today, and it came lower than what market was expecting. 0.8 year to year versus 0.9 market expectations, 1.5 previously. The core, as expected, 1.4, but 1.6 previously. Now, the thing is that was the another thing not positive when it comes to the pound. So some analysts are expecting currently that we might get inflation at zero towards the summer holiday. That's the first thing. And the second thing, some are expecting negative interest rates on June, right? So 6 basis, that's market is showing 6 basis points, but we will see. So with all of that plus Brexit uncertainty, so I truly believe pound still is going to be under pressure. That's what we are discussing for quite some time, right? Unfortunately, there are more and more comments about that, so it might not be that easy with the quick break to the downside. Anyway, what we have here yesterday, since Monday, right, we've seen the bounce, but mostly it was related to the dollar weakness or profit taking from the long dollar position than to the pound strength. Finally, yesterday we retest the bottom of the old consolidation, if you remember that, right? That's what we discussed. Now, I've been thinking and been talking about that maybe 50% of that consolidation, so the levels close to 24, but there is a big but. With yesterday close as a failure at the bottom of that consolidation upper shadow, I've started to sell, or in other words, I've started to add into the short pound position around yesterday close and today, right? So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Don't forget, guys, then you can monitor my trading activity. Link is in the description. All right, you can monitor my trading activity list. Link is in the description. Don't forget that I'm doing 3 different strategies, so some trades might be a little bit confused, but that's how it works, right? So just to show you that we are not only talking, but we are also putting the money where the mouth is. So what do I expect? Well, we were talking about a possible midweek reversal yesterday, right? So I do expect this type of the action, especially that the Powell yesterday didn't kill the dollar, so that's quite positive. Well, guys, we have to clearly say that well, you know, there is a dollar shortage when it comes to the world, right? Of course, Fed can print for the US dollar, but other central bankers, they cannot print. That completely additional thing when it comes to why I'm still bullish on the dollar, right? So what I'm gonna to look for short term, a retest of the weekly open, creating the upper shadow. Now we have to use our imagination, or we can switch to the weekly chart. What I'm thinking about is creation of the upper shadow and negative body towards the end of the week. So the weekly is gonna be upper shadow and negative body, and would be great to eventually get the close below 120, 1965. There is still chance to have it. Why I'm talking about these levels? Because of what we have to the left side, and that's what we discussed quite a few times, right? So let's switch to the lower time frame. Let's switch to the intraday chart. Okay, from the intraday perspective, the thing is that for now, we saw this one-to-one move, right? And actually we are trying to hold this consolidation from yesterday ahead of this break to the upside, right? We are quiet using the lower shadows. We are trying to hold this. One can argue it could looks like a little bit topish, something similar to head and shoulder, right? I would be very careful. The other guys who are buying, they may say, okay, we did 1-to-1, let's go higher. But what I like from the short side perspective here is the second channel. If you can see the orange lines, right? It was the attempt to break, move back towards the end of the day, attempt to break again during the Tokyo session, lower high, breaking lower low, right? Now, last 2 hours, what is going on? I like it as well. Upper shadow 1 hour ago, all right, and now we are creating another upper shadow. So from the conservative perspective, well, maybe one can argue to try to join after the breakdown. If we are going to build 2 upper shadows next hour, some kind of the break to the downside, right? That's the one thing. But if you are even more conservative, okay, then I would take into the consideration this consolidation, right? That consolidation, okay? So I would wait for the market to make the full break, all right, through that consolidation. Then I would try to jump in on the retest of that breakout candle over here, all right? So that could be the solution for ultra conservative traders. If you are aggressive, you are monitoring those upper shadows, you are monitoring what's happened 3 hours ago. That was the retest of that bottom of that candle and move and break through that, right? So overall, short term, I'm looking for a retest of the weekly open as well as 120 and 1965. Medium long term, I'm looking for lower levels, even down towards this low over here. All right, that's how I see the cable. Now there is also euro pound, and we were discussing a few times euro pound. I like the upside. I like the retest of that zone around 92, 94, right? That particular range from that particular day, rising day, all right, before the breakdown. Now it's very close, currently is very close to that supply. So we are trading very close to that supply, right? So either I would wait for a pullback, right, towards the breakout of that consolidation, or even pull back towards 50% of that consolidation. That's the first thing first. Or there is another approach here, or I would wait for the break of that supply, meaning that market is going higher, pulling back to that weakness, right, holding that weakness and going higher. So there are two possible scenarios. Either we are going to see the pullback from here down towards, let's say, 88.70, 88.50, or even lower down towards 88, 87.80, all right? Or we are waiting for the break to the upside, right? Nice daily close above, some kind of the rally, then pull back into that weakness here, right? And then rally towards the zone we discussed over here. Okay, so that's how I see the euro pound from the intraday perspective. When it comes to the euro pound, right, we're trying to consolidate currently, right? So from the intraday perspective, I would like to see some kind of the attempt to break lower, something similar to what we have seen, some kind of the lower shadow, sorry, positive body, and my first target is gonna be top of that consolidation, and second target is gonna be doubling of that size, so levels close to 90. All right, so from the intraday perspective, I rather want to see the pullback and retest of the bottom of the consolidation. All right, I'm not gonna chase here if we've seen some euro pound rally. So guys, well, I'm quite negative. I don't want to bias anyone. Do your own research, do your own homework, but that's how I see the GBP USD and Euro GBP. That's it from me this morning. Don't be trapped, guys, and I'm going to make another update during the day. So see you around. Take care and goodbye.